The air felt different beyond the sealed gate. Thinner, sharper, as if every breath Emma took was charged with memory. The lift platform carried them down in silence, lit only by the gentle pulse of amber light running through the shaft's glass-like walls. Elias stood behind them, his expression unreadable, eyes softly glowing as he monitored Jace's vitals. Jace stood at the edge, staring downward into the depthless light below.
I can feel it. It's not just energy, it's awareness.
The vault is reacting to you. The Prime Archive has not been accessed since before the fall. You are the first biological key it has accepted.
Emma placed a hand lightly on Jace's arm.
We'll move together. No one goes deeper alone.
The platform eased to a stop. Before them stretched a corridor of smooth black stone and shimmering nerve fiber-embedded walls. Fractal patterns shifted like slow waves across the surface. The silence wasn't empty. It was listening.
Where do we start?
Elias moved forward, extending one hand. The wall ahead responded with a flare of bioluminescent glyphs.
This level is called the Synaptic Bloom, a neurological archive. It contains stored experiences, cognitive echoes, linked across billions of memory strands. You are walking into a mind the size of a planet.
Jace swallowed.
What happens if it starts talking back?
Then we listen.
The corridor opened into a chamber shaped like a hollow sphere, with walkways spiraling outward like petals. Suspended in the center was a web of living crystal, refracting light in colors no human eye could fully process. Images flickered through its lattice, vast cities, dying stars, a child holding a ball of light, a warship buried beneath time. Emma stepped closer, her eyes wide.
It's a memory bloom. These aren't just records. They're lived moments.
Simulations encoded through emotional resonance. You can experience them, but only if it permits.
One of the crystal strands reached toward Jace, pulsing faintly. He stepped forward, hesitant. The strand hovered near his temple. A thin thread of light leapt the gap and touched him. Jace's pupils dilated. His posture froze. Emma rushed forward, but Elias held out a hand.
He's connected. Wait.
Jace stood motionless as the strand pulsed faster. Around the chamber, more crystal threads lit up. Then, slowly, the lights dimmed and released him. He stumbled back, catching himself on a rail.
I saw them, the architects. I was one of them. Their minds were open to each other. Shared thoughts, shared burdens. I felt their joy and their fear. They knew something was coming, something they couldn't stop.
Emma caught his gaze.
Did they know what?
Jace shook his head.
No. But they called it the silence between waves. A cycle. Every time a civilization reached a certain threshold, something intervened. Not war, not entropy, but collapse. Sudden. Absolute.
Elias turned slowly.
I have found records of similar collapses on other vault-linked worlds, always at the moment of expansion, as if the universe itself reacts, or something within it.
Emma stared up at the web.
That matches what Proxima warned us about, the destroyers.
Jace's jaw clenched.
They were trying to preserve something, not just their minds, but instructions, a map. They encoded it into the lattice, but it's fragmented.
If the Prime Archive recognizes you, it may allow further synchronization. The bloom reacts to resonance, and you carry recombinant strands, possibly engineered for this purpose.
Let's do it carefully, controlled bursts. I want to extract whatever we can without risking full neural saturation.
They moved from node to node, each one offering a glimpse into a different echo. Councils of light debating policy across star systems. A funeral in zero gravity where the dead's thoughts were recited aloud by living surrogates. The design of a vessel that folded time, abandoned due to ethical cost. But one sequence stood out. A chamber of the first architects mid-collapse. Civil war, not invasion. Ideological schism. One faction chose to archive and retreat. Another sought to awaken something older. A glyph repeated itself over and over, a spiral within a triangle, red on black. Jace touched the symbol.
This was the end. They tried to warn themselves. And now, us,
That glyph appears in hidden vault sublayers. Even I could not access them. Until now.
Then we go deeper, but with eyes open. No more rushing to unlock. We study, we learn, and we remember what happened the last time someone moved too fast.
The vault pulsed once, as if it agreed. Far above, on Luna, Connors stared at incoming reports with growing agitation. The Virellians had disabled one of her cruisers. The vaults were beginning to speak, and below the surface of Thalassa, something ancient was remembering what it once was. The next chapter of history wasn't just being written, it was awakening.